This is lesson 4.5, part 2. We're going to do last two problems in our workbook. They are quite challenging. So, part C, we have negative 19 over 20 minus a negative 5 over 8. So let's go ahead and take care of the signs first. So the double negative gives us positive. So I can rewrite my problem as negative 19 over 20 plus 5 over 8. Right? I'm also going to take care of the negative sign when after I find my least common denominator, change my fractions, and then when I'm adding the numerators. So until then, just keep in mind that the first number is negative. So let's go ahead and find the LCD. 20 is going to be broken into 2 times 10, and 10 is 2 times 5. 8 is 2 times 6, 2 times 4, and the 4 is 2 times 2. All right, so here's our columns. Now let's go ahead and bring them down. So I have the 2 times 2 times 5 times 2, which when you multiply those numbers, you will have 40. Okay, LCD is 40. So this is our step 1. Now we're moving on to step 2. In step 2, we need to take the old fractions and change them and adjust them, find the equivalent fractions using the new denominator. So you have 19 over 20. Now that 19 over 20 is something over 40. So I've changed my denominator. So 20 goes into 40 two times. So that means 19 needs to be multiplied by 2 to get yourself 38. So the next fraction is going to be, so we started with 5 over 8. That's over 40. Again, 8 times 5 gives you 40. So 5 times 5 gives you 25. So these are your two new fractions. 38, 40. Just don't forget that the 38 is the negative 38 over 40. All right, so step number 3. Now we're ready to do addition. So we have negative 38 over 40. So just to point out that the first number always had the negative sign in front of it. So now we're bringing it down. So this is where the negative came from. Okay. So then I'm going to add 25 over 40. Okay. So the same denominator. So I'm going to keep the 40 and have negative 38 plus 25. So bring it in the numerator. Okay. So negative 38 plus 25 will give you negative 13. We got lucky because 13 is a prime number, and unless we have multiple of 13 on the bottom, we do not need to reduce the fraction. This is our final answer, negative 13 over 40. Okay, quite a few steps in this problem. So we're moving on to the next one, the last one. Part D, you have negative 16 over 21 plus 5 over 6. So let's go ahead and start with the LCD between 21 and 6. So LCD equals, so 21 is 3 times 7, and 6 is 3 times 2. All right, so your LCD will use 3 times 7 times 2. So we're going to, LCD is 42. Okay. Moving on to step 2. changing my fractions. So I have 16 over 21. We're not worried about the negative until we go to the step number 3. So right now we're only adjusting the fractions. Okay, 16 over 21, now it's over 42. So 21 goes into 42 twice, times 2, times 2. So the new numerator is 32. So what used to be 16 over 21 is now 32 over 42. And then the next one is going to be 5 over 6, 42. 6 goes into 42 7 times, so we need to multiply 5 times 7, which gives you 35. So that is your next fraction. These are the two fractions that we are adding. So moving on to step number 3, this is where I'm going to bring my negative sign. Okay. Please don't forget about your negative sign. So this is where I'm going to bring it down for the actual addition. So I have negative 16. I'm sorry, not negative 16. I already changed that, but it's a negative. So I have negative 32 over 42 plus 35 over 42. So 42 on the bottom, negative 32 plus 35 gives you 3 over 42. Okay. 3 does go into 42 14 times. So I am reducing this fraction to, so 3, and then 14 times 3 here. That means I have 1 over 14 for my final answer. Okay. This concludes recording for lesson 4.5.